Hey, Tom here from the Run Testers. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Merrell Moab Flight trail shoe. Let's take a look. The price of the Merrell Moab Flight is £110 or $110. The weight is 300 grams or 10.6 ounces, and the drop is 10 millimeters. The Vegan Friendly Merrel Moab Flight is a shoe built primarily for cushioning and comfort out on the trails. The midsole uses FloatPro foam for a balance between soft cushioning and responsiveness, and it's covered with a Vibram outsole that uses 30% recycled rubber. The plush upper includes cushioning around the heel collar and the tongue, and is 70% recycled. It also includes 100% recycled laces, a removable PU foam insole, and an EVA foam outsole with a 50% recycled top sheet. For me, the fit was true to size. It's a very generous shoe. It feels quite wide. It feels like there's a lot of space in the shoe for your feet, but not too much that starts to become uncomfortable and feels like your feet's moving around in the shoe. So yeah, for me, it fit perfectly, true to size, and it's a very comfortable fit. I've really enjoyed running in the Merrell Moab Flight, just because as soon as you put it on, it feels really comfortable. There's a lot of cushioning to it. It's a very plush upper. It's just sort of holds the foot in place really nicely, but just feels really relaxed and comfortable and just nice to wear when you're clocking up the miles. I'm out in Croatia at the moment, and running in Croatia in the majority of places that I've stayed is quite difficult because you just don't know what the roads and the trails are going to be like. This shoe has been fantastic for this because it's just a really good all-rounder shoe that works really well on road, but also works really well on trails, from kind of light, dry trails up to a lot more technical trails. And it's just done a great job for that, because when I head out to run in Croatia at the moment, I don't know what I'm going to be running on. It might be that I end up doing 5 kilometers on road until I eventually get to the trails, or I could be on really technical terrain straight away because the roads are almost impossible to run on in a lot of these places that I'm staying at. And this shoe has been fantastic for it because it just really feels nice on all these different terrains and just feels really comfortable. The only thing I would say that I've noticed so far, because I'm in a very hot country, some of the temperatures have been up to about 35 degrees in the past couple of weeks, the upper is quite thick. So I haven't noticed a problem with it in those kind of temperatures, but I can tell it's a thicker upper than a lot of the other shoes that I normally wear for trails. And that may be an issue if you get hot feet. I've not had a problem, but that's one thing I've noticed so far. This thick wedge of FloatPro midsole foam is not the softest foam out there, which is not what you want when you're running out on the trails. You want something that's a little bit more responsive. It's very comfortable. It's nice and cushioned. It protects the feet from sort of sticking out rocks and stuff like that really nicely. I never feel anything when I'm running in this shoe from the sort of bare rocks that are pointing up at my feet. And it's also relatively responsive as well. I think the shoe fits into that sort of nice bracket of daily workhorse running shoe that just really ticks a lot of boxes. It's not a lightweight shoe, but then again, it doesn't feel particularly heavy either. It just kind of sits in that nice area in the middle where it just covers a lot of aspects of trail running and that you might want. This upper is really plush and soft, especially around this heel collar section and the tongue section here. And all over the shoe, actually, there's a nice level of it that it isn't reinforced too much. It's still quite soft and relaxed, but it does feel thick enough to feel like your foot's nicely protected. And that goes for the whole shoe, really. It's a shoe designed for comfort above everything else. You can use it for doing sort of different speeds. It's not a lightweight shoe. It's not a shoe designed for running fast, but it's also a fairly responsive shoe as well. It is a really comfortable, nice shoe to have out there. I don't go particularly fast in it. I've got a lighter trail shoe that I'm using for when I'm aiming to go out and do faster times and pick up the pace a bit more. I tend to use this for all of the runs in between where I'm just heading out. I don't know where I'm going. I'm doing a bit of tourism around the trails around where I'm staying. And this is just a great shoe for it because it's just comfortable. I get home, my feet feel great. They feel very protected. And I've thoroughly enjoyed running in it every time I've taken it out. The outsole has quite substantial lugs on them. They're only 3mm, but there's quite a lot of them that sit across there. I've been using it predominantly for dry trails and sort of gravel trails that are on quite steep hills, and its traction's been really good for me. I've not had any issues with it at all. It feels great. The addition of the sort of thick midsole foam in there means that it's really good for hitting that harder ground, especially when there's lots of rocks and pebbles on there, but it also grips to it very well. The other thing I like about it as well is it's quite a sturdy shoe, but it does have a bit of flex in it. So it's not too firm so that you can't sort of jump around the trails and have a bit more control over how you're running over them. So the verdict for me is that the Merrell Moab Flight is a really nice workhorse, comfortable, cushioned trail shoe that works very well from road to trail, especially on the sort of drier, lighter trails where you're looking for something that delivers like a comfortable road shoe, but just has a little bit more to it so that you can actually use it on more technical terrain. But yeah, it works really well for lots of different types of use cases, and is a really good sort of catch-all trainer if you're just doing general trail running and a little bit of road in between. I've done quite a bit of road in this now because every day I'm hitting roads and sometimes doing up to like 7k on a road, and it delivers like a road shoe in those cases as well. It just feels very comfortable and cushioned, and I've found it to be an excellent shoe for all of those use cases. I'd say the closest equivalent to me for this shoe is the New Balance Hero V6, which is very, very similar to this shoe. And I'm also a massive fan of that trail shoe as well. So either's a great option. I'd probably say this has got a more plush upper. It's a more comfortable shoe. I'd actually probably prefer to wear this more if I was looking for a little bit more of everything, basically. The traction on this is a bit better than what you get in the Hero. And the upper just feels a lot more comfortable for me than it does in that shoe. But otherwise, they're quite similar shoes. If you want a bit more cushioning than this, and I don't really think that many people would need more cushioning than you get in the shoe, you could go for the New Balance Fresh Foam More Trail range, which is a little bit thicker, probably not as versatile. It's a little bit of a chunkier shoe. So this is probably better if you're looking for something that's a bit more versatile on the trails. So that's it from me with the Merrell Moab Flight trail shoe. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the little bell icon. It really does make a difference. And check out the channel for all the other videos we've got up at the moment, from the latest road and trail shoes to the newest headphones and watches that are out at the moment. Thanks a lot for watching. See you later.